It's you.
Welcome to the LA School of Comedy Wacky Wednesday Open Mic, everybody. Give it up for yourselves, for our comedy careers, pushing through. I'm Sam. I'm your host tonight. Let's give it up for Mark Zaffron, producing right now, owning the place.
Yeah.
I spent like 24 hours with my family, and it really hit me like how much time I'm spending here. I was like, I don't know these people anymore. It was so boring. It was so boring. Also, like, I broke my earbuds. I was never like an earbud person, you know, like I felt like I needed to, like I'm just like naturally likely to get hit by a car, you know what I mean? So it's like that added like bonus. It'd be nice to have a soundtrack though, getting hit by a car. I don't know. But I was with them and I was just like, damn, like they're not funny. So give it up for us for trying to be funny. I work at the mall. At the mall it's really easy to be funny. Because it's like nobody even says, how are you? So if I say like, how are you? Like people are taken aback, you know what I mean? I've had customers cry just from that. Seriously. Well, we're right by Cedars too, so it's kind of like, it's free customers. Somebody died? Well, get a candle that reminds you of them. And it's already Halloween too, in retail time. And people love to just come in and go, really? Already? And then they leave. I just don't get it, because people are coming in June on the app, just like refreshing outside. Like, I thought the preview was coming. It's Eastern time. No. But, so I just moved to an apartment in West Hollywood. And there's this old man who stands outside like 4 hours at a time, pretty much every day. And people like lately friends have been like, why do you talk to everybody? Like, they don't even want you to, like, it makes them uncomfortable. I was like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I'm in the business of talking to people, you know what I mean? And someone was like, you're not going to talk to that old guy. And then I did. And I said, how are you? And then 45 minutes later, I made a really good friend. He's just one of those guys, you know what I mean? He's like this tall. And he's like, you know Iran? You know Turkey? I live in Kazakhstan. And he's like spitting, he's like this close to your face. And his nails are long and curled, but he's so sweet. I've learned a lot from him. But he's basically, he's like, yeah, I live at home and I take care of like my mentally and physically disabled brother. And I looked at my cousin who in their actual job, like, is a behavioral therapist. And I was like, and so do you. You know what I mean? I was like, that's a similarity that the two of you have. It's great living with somebody in the therapy business. Because it's literally free. Like, it's crazy. I hate when people say that they do comedy instead of therapy. It's just uncomfortable because, like, you didn't need to say it. We knew. You know? Because it's, like, it's just not funny. It's especially, like, in group therapy, too. Like, I think I was actually the only one who was trying to be funny. But it's just really not the vibe. Especially when, like, the problem that you have is, like, boring. You know, because it's like, you're like the juxtaposition of stories is like there's so much drama, and then there's that one girl who's like, diabetes has been really hard. I'm like, I bet. And I also know that there's a group just for that, just for you, waiting for you. You know what I mean? I'm sweaty. Let's get this night started. Who's ready for some open mic comedy on the West Side? I'm really excited for this first comic of the night. Let's get it off with fucking bang with Mike Booty, everybody. Yeah. It's happening.
Wow. I was okay.
What the fuck? I was.
Oh.
This is crazy. All right, cool. I didn't move or do anything.
No, it's on camera. It's okay.
All right.
It's on camera.
It's okay.
You gotta like angle it.
There it is.
The full
Probably. Hold on. Let me help.
No, it's chill.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. That might be the most eventful thing that happens during this set. Anybody good? You guys all right? It's Wednesday, right? The week is almost over. This week feels long as shit. Am I tripping already? I thought it was Friday or Thursday or something. My name is Mike Moody. You guys know that.
Woo!
Yeah. I appreciate your time in advance. It's nice to be nice. I wasn't ready. I'm gonna do jokes, apparently. So I'm here. My name is Mike Moody. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I grew up with my grandparents. Growing up with your grandparents is weird. growing up with your grandparents is the only time you get beat, and then you ask them if they okay. You know what I mean? That's what you do. Complete power shift in the household. You know what I mean? Things are completely different. You know what I mean? You ever been grounded from watching TV, but like you don't want to work the remote? It's a very interesting space to be in. Completely shift. I like that. If I had a healthy dating life, I wouldn't be here. But I don't. You know what I mean? So I'm working on that, trying to be a better person. You know what I mean? Maybe it's me. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty good. But I take my time. I think that's what I do. I take my time. You guys go on dating apps and like take your time, or do you just meet her immediately? What do you do? I take my time. I want to figure out why she's crazy first. I don't want to figure that shit out in the middle of a dinner that costs like $300. Like that shit feels weird. I want to figure it out. That's always the way to go, man. You gotta learn what works for you. I don't want to be physically responsible for somebody who's mentally insane. I attract that. You know, you seen Dark Knight when they're like, that's the type of mind that the Joker attracts. Like, that's how I am. I try to do better. I'm good at listening, and I think that makes it bad. You know what I mean? I listen a lot, and listening a lot makes things not easy for me. I'm just somebody's soapbox. I hate being a soapbox. You guys ever been a soapbox? Men are supposed to be a soapbox immediately. I don't know what that's about. It's different. I don't know. I feel like immediately when a girl tells you they like you, and then like as soon as they tell you they like you, like they tell you what you can do that will disappoint her immediately. Like, and then you have to like make sure you don't do none of that shit and keep it kind of cool. It's hard because I still just met you. You know what I mean? It's brand new. It's a brand new. I'm working this out. But no, it's a brand new thing. I feel like chicks pick guys on the concept of who is going to not disappoint them, who they think won't disappoint them. But guys pick chicks on, hey, I'm gonna be exclusively be disappointed by you. Like I'm choosing you to be the only reason I'm upset. Instead of like a multitude of women. That is stupid. You know what I mean? Just have one. Do you know what I mean? Is that weird? I don't know if that's weird. I feel like that this is something that happens. Like you just gotta always be ready, and it's give and take. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm attracted to lately now is different. You know what I mean? I'm really into chicks who are mentally stable, and you know that really narrows it down the dating pool to a smaller amount. Crazy pussy's cool, but like yo, I'm like 30. Like I can't do that shit anymore. Like. I have the time for it. I don't make enough money to be like absolved in other shit to be like here. I can't do that right now. I'm not there. I'm trying to figure it out. The things I like a lot lately have become like they're just more like how a woman treats a person. You know what I mean? Not like how she looks. I mean, she has to look good, but she treats a person. I'm vain, but I'm also like complex. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a very vicious place to be in. Cause I had a show and I was on the bus on the way to do some comedy. Then I saw this chick and she had like a McDonald's uniform on, very attractive. And a homeless dude came up to her and was kind of trying to spit game to her. And you know what I mean? She like respectfully declined. You know what I mean? She didn't like treat him like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And he was hungry. He was obviously a homeless dude, so he was like real dirty. You know what I mean? Like you've seen what's the dude from fucking Charlie Brown? He looked like that. And yeah, no, the one that's dirty as shit. And then she just treated him like a human being. Oh, I like that. I like the way that she treated him like a human being. Like he was talking and she just handed him food. You know what I mean? She just handed him this Tupperware, like this big piece of Tupperware with spaghetti in it. She just gave it to him. You know what I mean? I thought that was attractive. I was like, she is looking out for people. That is nice. It's very beautiful. Because, you know, we live in L.A. She could have just, like, you know what I mean? She didn't have to give him a whole container. Like, it was made of glass. It was a nice container. You know what I mean? Like, she could have just, like, you know, did, like, the L.A. shit where she could have just, like, you know what I mean? Like, made him cup his hands together. She could have poured that spaghetti into his raw fucking palms. And been like, hey, I gotta keep this Tupperware. It's my grandma's shit. You know what I mean? She could have easily done that. She didn't. I don't know. I don't like dating apps now as much as I used to. I'm into finding her in real life. People who have dating apps is weird. Women way better at dating apps because they have like ghostwriters. They got like a team of writers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you hit her up, she screenshots that shit to about 8 people, and then they come up with a response. You know what I mean? I was talking to one chick and I was like, "What turns you on?" She was like, "Intelligence." I was like, "Obviously that's an answer from the council. You can't just get off on intelligence alone." You know what I mean? I was like, "What do you have a dildo at home that spits out Alan Watts quotes? The desire, not the desire, still desire." You know what I mean? She's like sitting on knowledge and information. She's like she has like a smart dildo. She's intelligent, affirmations pop out of it and shit. Words of affirmation. So I'm working on that. So I'm trying to get better. I started working with my friend. He has a small business. He's also a comedian, and he's cool as shit. And I feel like it's a real melding of minds. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we'd be working, and he still wants me to like help him with jokes. I can't write jokes and emails at the same time. That's not happening. I don't get paid for that. You know what I mean? The joke's way more expensive than this email shit you got me doing. I can do that all day. I don't know. I don't know if you understand that, but like, it's a very weird space. If a white person, he's white, but he's like studying niggerdom, so he's like really trying to figure it out. Seriously, if y'all knew him, this is not like a stretch. But you know, when a white person is friend with a black person, they automatically think that your black friend is their friend too. Like, and it's like, there's a little bit of an anarchy going on. You can't just be out here trading secrets. You can't just be out here telling everybody everything. It's hard shit, you know what I mean? Being black is complicated. We're not a monolith. I know people think that black people are the same. We're not. We have like rules though. We have like rules and conditions and things that we do. You know what I mean? Like people say black people are homophobic, and I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all. I think black people have terms and conditions. You know what I mean? We're not homophobic, you know what I mean? We got terms and conditions. Like, the only time a black parent allows their kid to be entertained by a drag queen is when it's a Tyler Perry movie. Like, that's the only time. Was that 2 or 1?
2.
Thank you. That's how we get down. This is how we get down. We'll learn together. It's fun. I don't know, the world is interesting. Guess paying attention to it. I be waiting for the aliens to show up. I'm like, let's cut this shit out a little bit. I'm tired of paying rent. Let me just get a little bit of time off. You know what I mean? Then you guys like that's what's so cool about like pandemic, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Like we felt like drug dealers. We all felt like fucking Scarface and shit. We didn't work. That was so funny because everybody used to tell everybody who was working to quit their jobs so they can get more money. Because unemployment's popping, nigga. I'm over here pouring White Claw on bitches and shit like that. Stupid shit. Stupid shit. Came at the same time. At least when the world knew what it was. But no, like now it's like everybody's like an activist. Like you can't just be a person. You have to be an activist for whatever group you say you are in or who you are. And I don't think that that's fair. You know what I mean? You automatically are called to action when somebody has a bad day. That's not cool. You know what I mean? Somebody's like, they don't like me because I'm black. They don't like me because I'm trans. They don't like me because I'm a woman. I'm like, what happened to like not liking people for the content of their character? Like, I feel like that's what Martin Luther King died for. You know what I mean? Isn't that the quote? Like, the content of the character? Don't group me up with everybody. Don't make it a fight for me. You know what I mean? You might be a terrible person. Why do I have to fight for you on the day that you want to be a terrible person? You know what I mean? And I see that a lot. Somebody's like, hey, y'all, I just want to let y'all know that my job is racist. And somebody's like on Twitter saying this shit. It's like, nigga, you fall asleep? That's your job. That's not, we didn't do that. That's not an us thing. That is a you thing. Get yourself together. Is there, I don't know. I just feel like we should get better at that shit because I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Everybody's not important, which makes none of us important. Isn't that like the paradox? I sit in my room a lot. Okay, so if we're all important, nobody is. It's weird. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird, man. George Floyd died and everybody was like, oh shit. But I found out he was a porn star. You know what I mean? I found like that was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, there's a big deal. Like of course, black brutality is bad, but like, nobody cares about a dead porn star. That's what was weird. Is that too much? Sorry. I'm gonna end it on that. Thank you guys so much.
Where can they find you?
You can find me at Mike Moody 91 on Instagram. I have a special coming out in a few months, maybe. Yeah. It's like 30 minutes. It's called Part of My Trauma. Thank you guys.
Woo! 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 Give it for Mike Moody! Guys, what the? There's 4 of us, but like, we've seen porn. 4 people, like, there's more than 4 you guys. We're doing great. Woo, what? The 8 people in the back, guys, chill. I realized I did like 3 minutes and I started sweating and I left. I thought I did 30 minutes up front. I was gonna come up and be like, I did so much time up front, but I could sit here and chill. I won't though, I won't. But I do want to talk about dating apps. I said on Monday, I was like, I'm a comedian, so I go in with like a whole master's in it. I feel bad for everybody else who has to match with me, who super swipes me on their fucking... I love how they do ads where they're like, it's buzzing right now. Come on, right now, and you can play tic-tac-toe with a stranger. It's just sad, like when you get the notification, you're really sad. And it's like, bzz, 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 this is #1 match hour. And I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning. I'm sad. I get it, though, I get it. I don't know, like, I want to say I'm not a Karen, but I feel like I am, so it's okay to be self-aware, and I can, like, use my powers for, like, good. Like, it's always over something small, but, like, sometimes ketchup matters, you know what I mean? But, like, when I see bios that are so, like, it's like, I love to gaslight you. And I'm like, I think they think it's funny, or that, like, will think it's smart that they know the word gaslight, but it's concerning. Nothing else. 4 miles away from you. I'm just like, dude, I know. They're everywhere. Or it's like, it's, I don't know. It's hard when you're just so good at finding things wrong with things. Like when people say, how are you? Say, oh, I can't complain. And then I always go, well, I can't always. How could it? Because it's true. Like, I've been seeing these billboards a lot. And I was gonna end this bit, because it's never worked. But I saw it again. And I was like, if it's not going to go away, like, it's my duty to, like, really, like, commit to this bit. But it's for this, like, foundation. And, like, the actual, like title of the foundation, like, this big and fucking, like, unbold Arial, you know what I mean? And it says a foundation for a better life. PassItOn.org. And then it's, like, a picture of Dolly Parton. You've seen him. Nelson Mandela. Jane Goodall, Cardi B, no, I'm kidding. But it's like, it's just a group, I'm like, where's that change? Like, it's the randomest people. And it's like, do good, all this stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, I can't live up to that. Like, what am I supposed to pass on? You know what I mean? Like, how can I don't wake up, like, Dolly Parton for my 9 to 5. Let's be real, it's like 10 to 12. I don't know. I tell people how long my shift is, they go, aw. And I'm like, don't do that to me right now. Yeah, I don't know. Dating apps to date. I don't know, like the AI thing, like it doesn't scare me because I've accepted it, but then I look at dating apps and I'm like, this is all just like numbers. I'm not talking about like fuck numbers, I'm like zeros and ones, like I get really like weird about it. Like, I don't know, if you're making eye contact in the photo, left. I don't know, striped shirt left. Let's make a right turn into the rest of the night, and let's give it up for our next comic, LA School of Comedy regular, sitting in the front row, Sean Sagdis, everybody. For Wacky, yeah.
Thanks.
For sure.
Yeah.
What's up? Alright, you guys are like super dead. I am too. This is gonna be a very low volume mic. And I like it. I've accepted it. I'm going to talk about dating apps too now. Because that made me think about something. Like, anyone here on that app Hinge? Hinge?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Is there anything more insulting than when they're like, this is your most compatible? And it's just the ugliest thing you've ever seen. And you're like, wow, this is the most compatible for me? And I, like, get angry when I see my friends doing well on the app. I'm, like, going through theirs. I'm like, holy crap, where are these girls on my feet? I've never even seen women like this in my feet. And they're like, it can't be that bad. Let me see your phone. I handed my buddy my phone. He literally was like, dude, I think you're on the wrong app. This is Hinge? This is Hingay. I don't know. It's nothing but trans. Which, is fine, but I have the filters. So you'd think. It's crazy. Dude, I'm like really easily impressed too, so it shouldn't even be that hard, I was talking to a girl, and this is how I know I've gotten dumber and dumber since leaving college. She was just talking to me about how she reads, and I was driving, and I was like, that is really impressive. And then like halfway home, I'm like, fuck, I can do that too. I just don't. I forgot that I could. I was like, I read all these books, and I was like, oh, they're actually not that crazy difficult. I could. Been trying to get in like good shape. Now that I'm single. So I joined this gym, and there's one of these 24-hour gyms where you get like a card, you can scan yourself in anytime at night. It's one of those like small private ones. And I've never been there after 8 when like the front desk lady goes home. So I'm in there and I'm struggling to get in. And then this security guard pops out and he's like, yo, after 8 o'clock, okay, you gotta walk in through the back. I was just like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm like walking around like, this guy is high as fuck right now. And if you're wondering how I knew, it's because his eyes were closed the whole time he was talking to me. He just walked out like, I almost didn't know he was talking to me for a second. He just comes out, hey, you gotta walk in through the back. And at first I'm like giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, this gym goer, he's visually impaired. I don't know. This poor guy, he's helping me out regardless. Then I saw he was the security guard. I was like, they didn't hire a blind security guard. They wouldn't do. I mean, unless they're really progressive, they might have. But it just seems like a weird space to choose to. I meet like a lot of very like wealthy people on my job because I work at a high-end restaurant. And there's like regulars, and like I'm pretty good friends with them, and they'll talk to me a lot. And the thing is, I realize like rich people never learned like how to say expressions correctly because just no one in their friend group wants to correct the person picking up the bill. So I saw this guy chatting up a girl at the bar, and he comes in the next day. I'm like, yo, anything happened with you and that girl? I saw you guys leave together. He's like, well, Sean, I'm not the type to kiss and tell, but we fucked raw. I'm like, Jesus, I thought you weren't going to tell me. He's like, I did not mention kissing. I think I know how it works. It's not how it works. That same guy, he'll like try to sound like relatable when like the staff is talking about something. And it's so clear. Like we were talking about Olive Garden, and he's like, I like the Olive Garden. Okay, you've never been to Olive Garden. No one's called it the Olive Garden. He's like, no, it's good. I like, you know what I like? And I'm like, all right, you're like really trying to convince me you've been to Olive Garden. It's like, I like the bread fingers that they bring. Okay. No one's ever called them bread fingers. You've never been there. Another time we were talking about Little Caesars, and he's like, I like Little Caesars. Caesar. I'm like, okay, well... So one word in their motto, so you got 100% of it wrong. I don't really believe that you like the place that much. Those types of people, they always like lack sympathy as well. Like, I remember he was at the bar talking to one of his friends, and his friend was like, yeah, I've just been really sad since my parents died in that drunk driving accident. He's like, bro, I can't even drive anymore, so why are you still mad? You know? The joke is that he killed them. You guys get it. Y'all are smart. I love chiropractor videos on my TikTok. But I think, like, what was the history? How did they discover chiropractors? This is my theory. It's the leading theory right now, because no one else has published one. But I think the medieval, like, torture people, like, when they were, like, strapping people into that device, they were like, hey, I know 3 cranks killed them. But when I'm at 2 cranks, they're loving it, you know? I think we could sell this. We gotta make money off this. Alright, I like that one. Me and my friends, like, now that a lot of them are writers, and they're on strike right now, so they'll just be, like, pitching me horrible TV show ideas that we can all star in together. But they all follow, like, a kind of mean theme. Like, I'll give you an example. They were like, here's one for you. Sean tagged us. That's me. Sean tagged his retard detective. And if you have any questions, I promise you he's going to answer them in the first sentence of the pitch. So let me tell you what he said. He's like, you know how when the FBI, like, hire a scammer to help catch other scammers, you go around solving crimes committed by retards. But you're not like a reformed scammer, and you're still retarded. I thought it was interesting. They all follow that theme. This guy's now that they're unemployed, I'll just like call them when I get off work. So like, yo, it's 5 o'clock. Let's have a drink on FaceTime right now. Hop on PlayStation. You know, they're like, buddy, I'm in Hawaii. It's like 3 o'clock for me. I'm already drunk. What are you talking about? I think like people like meanness as a quality in like women and also in business. Because I think if someone's mean, they must be like really, like if a girl's mean, she's like, I don't need to be nice to get attention. If a business owner is mean, if I go to a wedding caterer or like any caterer and I'm like, I want to start with dessert first. And they're like, no, fuck you. I'm like, this is the best caterer probably in the world. He has such a vision for how the menu's gonna go. I must hire him this moment. I like to play this game when I go to bars, and it's called, are they on a gay date, or is the bar so loud they just gotta get that close when they speak? Which is a fun game, but if, you know, it's two ladies, you know, mentioning that you're playing the game as your opener rarely helps. But it's good because you're giving them an out. Like, if they're not interested, like, no, we're lesbians. I'm like, okay. Said that a little too quick. I had a case of mistaken identity happen to me recently at the restaurant I work at. This gentleman comes up to me while I'm dropping food at a table. This older gentleman comes up, and his hand is just in a mug filled with ice that like he brought himself to the restaurant. Like he brought his own mug and asked that we fill it up with it. His hand is just in the ice, and he's like, "What do you do when you touch a hot plate?" I'm in the middle of dropping food, so I was like, "What?" Which is like the only acceptable thing to say in that scenario. He's like, "You know, the plates, when they're real hot, how do you touch it and not burn yourself?" You know, I'm just continuing to drop the food, and I inform him, well, like, you know, I hold it with a napkin. And he goes, "Oh, yeah? You hold it with a napkin, huh?" And I'm like, this guy doesn't know about napkins. Like, wow, poor guy. He's so old. I'm so glad I get to enrich his life teaching him about something new. Like, wait till he finds out about towels, bro. This is going to be insane. And he's like, "Okay, yeah. What was your name?" I was like, "Sean." And then he's like, "Okay, Sean, thanks." I was like, this is great. You know, I've done my good deed for the day. I taught this guy something. Turns out earlier in the night, a food runner or a server had dropped some food at his table, not informed him that the plate was hot, and he burned his hand. And he thought it was me because it was the only other white food runner in the whole place. And I thought, what is this interaction now? And he went to the front, kicked up a storm. He was like, "You gotta fire Sean." And then when I informed him, I'm not the guy who dropped his food, though. I think he's just got me mixed up with the other guy. And then he's like, "Oh, okay." But in his mind, briefly, he came up to someone, said, "I burned my hand on a plate," like hoping for me to say, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I didn't inform you it was hot." But instead I was like, "You ever heard of a napkin, bitch?" Yeah. Thank you, guys. My name is Sean.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Sean Tagdis, but I filter who follows me, so it's mostly going to be attractive young women. Thank you.
Sean!
I mean, take your shot.
Young women. Guys, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I'm ready for this next comic. He's making his debut at LA School of Comedy, 10835 Santa Monica Boulevard. Give it up for Max Misa.
Great.
Oh, shoot! Yeah, you get the maze a lot of times ago. You maze. Oh, I did
That
it.
was so fantastic.
Max Mizell. Woo!
Amazing. Thank you very, very much. Most people butcher the name. That is awesome. Max Mizell is my name. Hello, everybody. Looking good tonight. I just want to introduce myself properly. You know, I'm part of a minority that just doesn't get a lot of representation, which I think is very important in this year of 2023. Everyone should be understood and represented properly. So I'm just here to let you guys know that I'm here on behalf of, and I represent good-looking short guys. And yeah, it's quite a case of polar opposites because I am a good-looking guy, but I'm very, very short, so I've noticed that I'm kind of fuckable as long as I'm sitting down. And that's okay with me. I just feel like if God were like a factory worker and he was making toys, he was making me and got like 3/4 of the way through and then went on his lunch break and then just like forgot to come back and finish the job. And then so I got packaged up and I got shipped out to the stores, and when they opened me up, they opened this package and they were like, well, he's not technically a defective product, but there's no way we can get actual retail value out of this, so maybe we'll just like ship them off to the outlet stores or something. I don't know. I also think that there's this real I remember when Zendaya started dating that dude from Spider-Man, Tom Holland, like the internet went crazy because she was 2 inches taller than him. Like, there was shit all over the place. It was like, Zendaya is 5'9", Tom Holland's 5'7". How did this happen? Like, I don't know, like, the guy's fucking Spider-Man, you know? Who knows? Fucking hitting that G-spot from like a mile away, you know? But it was so crazy. Like, there was like an Access Hollywood like panel of like dating experts that were diving into this, like as if it was like the ice caps melting in Antarctica, and they had to do like a real deep study of like, well, how has this happened? We need to study some real gender roles and society. It was just like kind of out of control. And I just think there's like a very weird obsession with that kind of thing. I also, don't even get me started on this short king business, because it's like this, I know it's meant to be endearing, but it's like also kind of condescending in the way that it's used. It's like, you go, short king. Look at you, enjoying all the things that us normies have. Yeah, like, you do your thing. Short king summer, like, you can do it too. It would be like me going up to like a guy in a wheelchair being like, hey, it's amazing that you're happy, man, because you know what? You shouldn't be. You're in that wheelchair, wheeling your ass around all day long, but like, look at you, man. Like, you're happy, you're enjoying your life. Like, you keep doing it, man. Wheelchair warrior. Yeah. Looks like everyone's dating life is going pretty bad, huh? Yeah. Alright, sorry to hear it. Mine too. I get friend zoned a lot. Anyone else get friend zoned?
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, good. Alright, one guy. You know, usually no one wants to talk about it, because it's like the worst STD, like, you don't want to fucking talk about it. There's really, like, genuinely no cure for it. You know, there is a proper medical term for it. It's called friendinitis. It's based off the Latin term frienditas, actually, which in English means unfuckable. And I guarantee you one of us in this room, not me, but one of you definitely has an STD that you're more open to talk about than being in the friend zone, you know? Because that shit's curable, you know? I had a friend named Gary, like, he had, like, genital warts, right? And we took him out for dinner. We're like, let's cheer up Gary, you know, it'll be okay. But one of your boys has a reputation for being friend zoned. It's like, I don't want to catch that shit. It's fucking hot boy summer. I don't want to know that motherfucker. Yeah. I don't want to be around that dude. He will be fucking up my shit bad. I'm that guy. 2 females have toothbrushes at my apartment. I've hooked up with them 0 times. I have another friend who sends me nudes asking if they look good enough to send to whatever guy she's fucking. First of all, how rude. Second of all, thank you. Third of all, if any of you guys are having this problem, my number is 203-984-4541. Yeah, it's fucking rude, you know, and it's not a position that I want to be in, but that's the deal. I actually told my therapist that last week, and about the friend who sends me pictures, and he was like, That's really depressing, bro. It's like, you're a therapist. You hear crazy things all the time. He's like, yeah, but that was pretty bad. Great, thank you. What really sucks though about this is because I have so many friends who are the exact opposite of being in the friend zone. And so I'll go out with them and like you can literally see, like they'll walk into a bar and women will turn their heads and they'll just be ready to throw their moral compass in the trash, you know? Like they'll look at their faces and just be like, that guy has the kind of face that I need to sit on. They'll look at me and they'll just be like, that guy has the kind of face that is really trustworthy and can give me really sage guy advice. All things considered, though, like, life is not that bad. I know I have to keep it in perspective. There was this homeless couple around the corner from my house the other day, and they were sitting outside on the fucking curb, man and a woman. And, you know, I looked at them and I was like, you know, like, what am I bitching about? You know, like, so what? I'm in the friend zone, pretty much all over the west side, and part of the east side as well. But, like, whatever. Like, I have a roof over my head, I'll be okay. And I put $5 in their hat, and as I got up, I saw 2 used condoms next to them, and I'm like, God damn it, like, even this guy is fucking more than I am. And I'm like, you know what? I got so insanely jealous. I took that $5 right out of that fucking cup, and I'm like, I don't give a shit if I'm gonna be able to go home and eat a steak tonight on my dining room table. This hobo is gonna be eating ass tonight on a sidewalk, and I would kill to eat ass on a sidewalk. Am I asking for? Is that asking for too much? Like, I'm not.
Not really.
I'm not a complicated guy. I like simple things in life. Like, give me a sidewalk, give me an ass, and let me dine. It's not that big of a deal. I think that's all I wanted to work out for you guys tonight. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Where do they find you?
Actually, at a show next Wednesday at Santa Monica at this bar called Solidarity at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It's gonna be a doozy.
Social media.
Oh, Max Mizell, 86.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Woo!
Thank you.
Max!
Yeah, man.
Give it up! Give it up for Max Mizell, everybody. What the fuck? Just clap for 1 second of your life. Think about somebody else. My mother. Dude, that was so funny. That is so funny. The news thing is so funny. I'm like, that's funny though. That's a great bit. Somebody's coming right now for the mic. She's great. So I'm Mitch McConnelly right now.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Dude, how
That
long?
shit was wild.
It was. I was like, we're really a democracy, but like with a monarchy, like hat. Like I don't know.
That boy
It was just very
Batman's
queen. Like that. I don't think Elizabeth that ever happened to her. That's crazy.
No.
Let's think about that. The shit that's happening to Joe Biden. Like Queen Elizabeth was really. I don't know anything about her, so I shouldn't be
funny.
saying anything. Dude, I'm so like that. Where I'm like, I open my mouth too much. It's too much. Dude, I miss Sunda. Give it up for Sunda Kringquist. She is getting shit done right now, as she always does. So we've reached our penultimate comedian of the night.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm a big fan of Anya West, everybody. Anya West. Waiting for you. Anya West.
What were you waiting
Woo, woo, woo. Lana. Woo.
Damn. It's good. We got a show going on tonight. Wow. No, speaking of Lana gave me a joke once, but I never said it. So I guess we can try it out. So my name is Anyakachi. I know that's a Nigerian name. It has a meaning. In Nigerian, it means think of it who is greater than God. And then if translate to American, it means I have an MBA and I'm doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know. I think I said that wrong. I don't even remember how that joke went, but I'll go over it. Maybe we'll figure it out. Shout out to everyone who owns a Kia. That shit is crazy. I don't know if you guys have heard about Kias, but like they're apparently like super easy to break into, and like not just break into, like break into and like start and like take off with. Like a lot of people with Kias have been getting it stolen. And what's crazy is it's not new news. Like it's been going on for a minute now, and I feel like people are still making Kias with the same problem. I'm like, you're just buying that shit. They're like, hey, good luck. Like figure that shit out, because goddamn, like not even professional thieves can steal my car. Like regular thieves, like they can watch a YouTube video and steal my car. I feel like that sucks. Like I need like if my shit gets stolen, I feel okay if it's like somebody who like worked really hard to be a thief, like studied thief school or thiefology. Like he was real serious about thievery. Like he wasn't paying attention in class because he was like, this is what I want to do. And then he stole my shit, and it's like, okay, well that's like the best of the thieves. Like of course he's going to get your shit. But like if I find out like my dude was just like a 14-year-old who watched a YouTube video, like he took my whip like all the way to the other side of the city and left like hot Cheetos in my shit, like what? He was so young. He did it during recess. He didn't even leave school. He just left school and he made it back in time. He did it so easily. The video wasn't even 10 minutes. It's like a 7-minute video. How to break into these cars. It's so I've watched the video like, damn, this shit is simple. All you need is a USB. You know how easy it is to get a USB? Shit's sad. I don't drive a Kia, so I don't feel unsafe releasing this news. If you drive a Kia, be concerned. This is not a good thing. Where do we go with this? I don't know. This has been a quite the night. I feel like Wacky Wednesdays are always very wacky. What do I know, right? I didn't name the thing. I don't even know what we're talking about here these days anymore. Like these notes, they're just nothing to me now. There's literally a note in here that just says Judge Steve. Like I just wanted to talk about that one day. If you guys don't know, Judge Steve is like this judge show, kind of like Judge Judy, but instead of Judge Judy, we have Steve Harvey, which is amazing. I don't know, it's so dope. Like I love the show. Like it's nothing really like legal. There's no real legal advice, but it's like you say your part. The guy says his part, the other person, the other party, and then Steve is like, all right. So you're saying you want your daughter to pay you $100, and you are countersuing your mother for $300 for emotional distress. Know what I think? I think I'm going to grant you both the money. I'll pay it, and I'll also give you $1,000 to go out for lunch, because what you really need is a relationship. The crowd applauses. It's like, what the fuck is this? This is a court show? Steve is just giving money out. I'm like, bro, I need to just start a case so I can go to Judge Steve. Like, I just feel like we're gonna both win. There's no losers on Judge Steve. It's just him giving great life advice. He makes people hug. It's like as a part of like the decisions. Like, and you must hug right now in this courtroom. It's just amazing, bro. Steve Harvey, bro, finding new ways to reinvent himself all the time. Shit's amazing. Lana in the house. What's good, Lana? I was talking about that joke that you gave me, but I didn't do. Maybe I can find it while you're here. I did find it, because your name is in here. Okay, we'll start over like I never said the beginning part. What's up, guys? My name is Anyakachi. And no, I'm not named after a Japanese street food, and no, it's not a rare Pokemon name. In Nigeria, my name means he who has an MBA and decides to tell jokes. And in English, that means my parents are very disappointed. These are facts. Like, this is like such a good joke. I literally wrote it down. Like, that's fire. And so true, so true. I was playing 2K the other day, and my dad walked in the room, and he was like, "Oh, do they pay you for this?" And I was like, "Well, shit, not yet. But maybe if I keep playing, I'll get better." Like, he's always so pressed. I'm like, bruh, this is not the reason I'm in my situation, right? It's the weed and other things. We'll close on this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. I like this one. April Fool's, we're not gonna do that one. No one knew where I was gonna go. I just made that decision in my head. Still felt the need to tell you I was going in a different direction. Where do we want to talk about? Let's do movies. Talk to my parents a little bit. Growing up is really cool because I feel like I can like watch movies comfortably in my house. Because I feel like when I was younger, you always had that fear like once your parents walk into the room, like a movie all of a sudden gets like a million times more sexual, bro, am I the only one that had to deal with that shit? Like, you be watching like Jaws, it's like shark attacks, it's like a regular amazing like action-packed movie, and your parents come in and like, have we tried to sleep with the shark? Maybe if we fuck the shark. Like, what? Mom, this is not the movie. But when you leave, I will see if that works. We will see if that works. Nothing wrong with just experimenting, you know, you just gotta figure it out. I'm not a part of it, I'm just watching. So weird. And then keeping on the movie thing, let's do this last movie joke and get out of here. I love talking to my friends and being in group chats because I'm the guy who just like drops the like crazy like trending topics or whatever into the group chat and like watch everyone discuss after. And there was like this thing on Twitter about like Michael B. Jordan being the next Superman, and I just sent it in the group chat, right? Because I have like friends that are super into superheroes. He's like, he calls me, he's like, bro, what is that real? What the Superman can't be black? I'm like, wait, Superman can't be black? That's the issue? Talking about the superhero, we can always see his underwear. He has the athletic ability to jump over buildings. He's weakened by green rock. Like, this sounds more like, I don't know. I feel like if I never knew who Superman was, I would imagine him with an afro of some sorts. Like, this sounds like it's very black traits. He's powered by the sun. Like, white people get sunburned. Like, this doesn't even make sense. I don't know. I guess he's an alien. But I wouldn't be mad at that, honestly. I think we should actually, like, niggify more movies. Like, I think that's a really dope thing. I think that's kind of hard. Like, I think we just gotta, like, people want, you know, to see themselves in these roles anyway. Like, how about we just do, like, a black Harry Potter? Like, try that shit out. Like, Darius Potter. Like, that shit we fire. You feel me? Like, his parents, you feel me? Like, it'd be hard. Like, his parents is already gone, so he can live with his grandma. You know, and she's, like, really serious about church and shit, so we can bring that in. So she got like one rule: like, you can do whatever you want, but just no magic on Sundays. The Lord don't like that magic. It's like Kirk Franklin during the cutscenes. It'd be fire. It'd be fire. We could do that shit. Or we could do like E.T. in the hood. We could take E.T. to the hood, let him fall into the hood. That shit would be hard. Like, he's found by like a gang. They're like, what the fuck is that, cuz? It's an alien, cuz. Oh, fuck, it's an alien. Like, good thing you land over here. If you land over there, we would have had beef. He like raised E.T. in like the hood. He's like learning how to crip walk and shit. It's like at the end of the movie, like they're trying to get away from like the crime and like in the lowrider, and they're like, we can't get away, and then it starts to like take off the ground. Like E.T. is making it fly away. Like, oh shit, he's like, E.T. 40 crib, and Nick's like, whoa, what the fuck? E.T. can talk. It'd be heartwarming. I feel like I'd be tearing up during that point in the movie. Like I cry easily, but that shit would get me. I'd be like, you really helping them niggas? Oh my god, they getting away. Man, I can see it. I know it's a writer's strike right now. When it's done, tell your friends to hit me up. We're going to get that shit going. But thank y'all for the time on YEWST. Tap in with the kid if you can. We'll chop. That's only one person after this. I got here. Shout out to Sam.
Yeah.
Give a brownie, everybody! Wow! What a night! I feel like it's kind of wacky. I don't know. It's not. It's not at all. It's because on Monday I was manic Monday, and I was like, okay, next time I'll take my meds, and I didn't, and they worked too much. I will say one thing. You know you got a good personality when people are like, nah, just get off the meds. They're like, we want more. I want more of this next comic. I'm so glad she's here. Give it up for Lana Sola, everybody. Woo! Yeah, get to the stage. I love you so much.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for waiting for me so you can see me bomb. I'm a Palestinian. We do that very well. So, as I said, I'm Palestinian. We are a very unique people in that we have a difficult time being recognized. As a Palestinian, I would say that we are most like Bigfoot in that we, even if you get a picture of us, some people will still say we don't exist, right? So there's that. And I've lived in the Middle East. I was born in America, but I moved to the Middle East when I was a teenager, and I learned a lot about all the things that we're good at while living there. First thing we're good at is dictatorships. We're the best at it, okay? I'm sure you've heard of some of our greats. Recently I've heard that Ukraine is canceling elections. I think Israel is trying to crush the Supreme Court power. So I feel like, these countries are becoming jealous of us now and they want to become dictatorships. But I feel like they're going about it the wrong way because, the president of Ukraine used to be a comedian. And one thing you will never catch Middle Eastern people doing is revering a comedian, let alone making him into a dictator, right? Because we're very serious people and we are not accepting of that. We would literally just be like, what are we, a joke? This dictating is serious business here because that is the first thing we're good at. The second thing we're good at, hummus. We're the best at it. Not the kind you guys make here, which apparently now is mixed with chocolate. Okay? This is an abomination. So, no to that. But we are the first people to make hummus. We invented it. And I would like to state our claim to that as Palestinians because there's apparently some misunderstanding about that. Last thing we're good at is arranged marriages. Okay? Not the Netflix kind, the cute ones, You go to Cabo, drink, meet people. No, not that kind. Like the real kind. Like I knew this Pakistani guy whose parents told him they were going to Pakistan for his cousin's wedding. Except he gets there and he realizes, shit, this is my wedding. They don't make invitations. You guys have surprise birthdays here? We have surprise weddings. Okay? And my experience of arranged marriage is a little bit different. I had men showing up to trade 3 goats for a green card. Okay? And I don't know if you've ever been involved in a negotiation that involved livestock, but it is very complicated. It involves checking the teeth, making sure that all the parts are in order, and making sure that the other area is intact. Because one of the things about the Middle East that is very important to understand as a woman, man, you don't have this problem, that when you enter the country and you go through immigration, after they stamp you, you must surrender your pussy. Right? It is no longer yours. It belongs to the state now. They will lease it back to you. You can make payments on it. I personally had to pay a lot to get mine out because after you make the lease payments and you want to own it, you have to, it's like a car. You got to pay a lot for it, right? So I paid a lot for it to get out and to be here where I can be free to date and be disappointed, right? Because we're all here to be disappointed by dating apps. I know we're all talking about that. I myself have not had a great experience with them, so I think it's a universal experience. I really don't know if anybody has had a great experience with them, but somebody has to be because somebody's got to continue to have the children. It's obviously not going to be us in this room, okay? But I got off the dating apps because I was on them for so long that it comes to a point where you finish the internet and you have to start over. So I've rematched with everybody, and they still don't remember me. But the thing about these apps is we're just sitting here swiping. I don't even know which direction we're swiping anymore because we're just swiping. And the last time I used my thumbs this much was playing Super Mario Brothers. And if you recall, Super Mario Brothers was, it's a game that, kind of makes you feel accomplished at least. Because at least in the game, you get some gold coins and you level up. And the only red flags that you see in the game are the ones right before you get to the next level, right? Except in dating apps, the red flags are guys who say they want a long-term relationship, but are also happy to have a short one, right? And I think that, after we've spent all this time on dating apps, it gets really important to get very focused on what you want, because that's the best way to find it. And I have decided that the best thing for me is to focus on a man who believes in the 3 Ps, which are protect, provide, then procreate, right? I know this is going to fall on deaf ears, okay, but that is the order that they're supposed to go in. But in my case, out here dating, I'm meeting guys that are just more interested in 3 different Ps, like penis and pussy and pulling out, right? And I'm not going to lie, I am out here trying to get my bills paid. So if anybody out there would like to procreate with me and help me make the payments on my pussy, I am available. And lastly, I know we're on strike, actor strike, writer strike. I did have some acting experience in the past. Unfortunately, my agent dropped me because the roles they were sending me on were just not suitable for me. Terrorist number 1, wife of suicide bomber number 3, and lastly, daughter of Taliban leader number 2, right? Which, honestly, I think is kind of insulting because you're not even going to see me, right? Like, I don't understand why it needs to be ethnically correct, right? Like, that's how we're going to get the jobs. So, at this point, if anybody wants to hire me for terrorist number 4, I'm down, okay? So thank you. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The Lana Sala. Bye-bye.
Woo! Yeah! Oh my god. I don't know
Why are you doing it?
I don't know
Yeah.
what I'm doing it.
She's doing it.
Oh, I'm sorry. We said that if me as a Jew and Lana as a Palestinian were in a throuple with Kanye West, that like the world wouldn't be fixed, but a lot of people's lives would be changed. Speaking of changing lives, the person who makes this place happen, why don't you come up here and be a little special guest headliner, Mark Zachary! The man you've been waiting for.
Yeah. Thank God I'm going back to New York. That way I don't have to get up on these stages. Because in New York, I wouldn't get. No one would even think of asking me to come up on stage. They'd kill you for 5 minutes. Imagine going to the comedy show and they bring up me. Oh shit! You war. I could see half my neighbors just going crazy, like Todd Barry going, "Hey, Sonia's husband, he has no business being up on that stage." You know, because you go to the comedy show and you just see everybody you've known for 30 years, following my wife around from comedy club to comedy club. So you're talking about Judge? Who's talking about Judge Steve? I knew Judy Scheinman. I know Jerry too. I had appeared before Jerry in Supreme Court. And Judy is another graduate of Madison High School in Brooklyn, New York. Somebody here was inquiring about going to high schools in Brooklyn, 4 years behind my mother. They all grew up in the same neighborhood. Judy, all right, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, my mom, my aunt, all right, Chuck Schumer, my generation, and older than all of us is Bernie Sanders, and he still wants to be president of the United States. But they had one thing in common. They all grew up in this nice middle-class Jewish lifestyle, and they all went to Madison High School, and they all did fairly well for themselves, never working. You know, judges, well, you know, politicians, pretty much the same. Today, of course, I finished all this work I'm doing. I'm sitting at my desk. I pick up my phone, and I'm going to, check the news. It's like, holy shit. I'm looking and said, Hunter Biden's plea got rejected. They walked in there, these snide, sly MFs walked in there, and they turned around to that. First of all, last night, look, years ago, I was representing big firm, Harry Helmsley, and we had an eviction going when I was a young baby lawyer of a guy by the name of a doctor. I won't say his name, I'll give you a mistake. His lawyer was well known for going behind the clerk's desk and stealing the file. So they'd have to redo the file and the case would never come up. Thank God we won, he got disbarred. So all I could think of is this dumb bitch. You are working for a law firm, they're not going to make you a partner now, you're going to get disbarred. Calls up the clerk and says, well, we want to withdraw those papers, and impersonated another lawyer. I don't care, Republican or Democratic, you just breached the canons of ethics. For what reason did you breach the canons of ethics? Who did you breach it for? It's like a lawyer falling in love with a prisoner in jail. You breached it for a crackhead. What were they promising you? To call up and do something so stupid? And you know they're going to throw her under the bus. Judge got so pissed off, she says, hey, I want you all explaining to me by 9 o'clock tonight. 9 o'clock in court? There's only one judge I ever knew who worked that hard, was that's Constance Baker Motley. None of you know who she was. She argued Brown versus Board of Education with Thurgood Marshall. Okay? So at the end of the day, you look at this and it's like, okay, I'm going to bed. I wake up this morning, I tootle off, I watch all the news channels that I watch, read my papers, and they're all anticipating, oh, Hunter's going to get off today. This judge got up on her hind legs, turned around with a very simple question to the prosecutor. Excuse me, but are there any other active investigations going? Well, yes. So I'm thinking to myself, now you get it. He was a foreign agent. Foreign agent, work for another state-owned businesses make you foreign agent. She has to be about that high, this woman, have bare balls like that. Gets up and she says, well, this is unconstitutional. They're all screaming and hollering, and everybody's getting upset about Hunter's motorcade that we had to pay for, you know. And then it switches to the true death of society in America. San Francisco is a dying city. How do we know San Francisco truly is a dying city? Some woman jumped out of her car stark naked on a bridge and started shooting a gun. First of all, where did she keep it? Bonham must know, where they hide them when you're naked. I mean, where do you hide the weapons? How do you jump out of a car and start shooting at everybody? These pictures of, drug addiction is drug addiction. You treat drug addiction. You don't tell them, hey, yeah, over there, free needles, free alcohol, free syringes, and, we're not going to prosecute you. Of course they're laying all over the street shitting on Fido. So, I promised myself I'd keep it nice and light tonight. I know Henry here gets upset when I talk about the fact that nobody likes Meghan Markle and Prince Harry.
Nobody likes them.
Yeah, nobody likes them. You like them? I don't like them. No, by show of hands, everybody like them? I mean, come on.
Tyler Perry doesn't.
These are rich white people problems they have. I don't care if she's mixed. Because my kids are mixed. And the first thing everybody in the family, black and white, did is look behind the ears.
Oh no.
Yeah, shit.
That's how you check. Everybody that walked in to see those kids looked behind the ears. And you've seen my daughters, neither one of them look alike. So when Meghan Markle starts that whole routine of, I'll tell you one, Meghan. One of my brother's asshole friends walked over to my nanny, who was at the time Indian, and looks into the carriage at Tova and says, let me see little Kunta Kinte. Try that with Tova today, she'll kick your ass. Yeah. Kunta Kinte. Shit. I mean, you gonna say that about a child?
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that shit. That's about what you say. So when she says, someone in the royal family wanted to take a look at my daughter, hey, it wasn't the first black person in the royal family.
No, it's not.
There's a great grandmother there who was colored.
Yeah.
It's nothing new in that family. They kind of like it on the dark side.
Yeah.
That being all said, I'm Mark Saffron. You can find me nowhere except here.
Oh, shit.
And I'm glad I was able to entertain the comics.
Yeah.
And we're going to give you over to our son that says her comedy concierge. Does anybody remember? No, the producers.
Yes.
I'm the concierge.
Oh yes.
Okay.
You remember the concierge? You didn't see the producers.
I did.
You weren't even born.
Will Ferrell, right?
No.
No, please. Zero Mostel, Gene Wilder.
I didn't see the movie.
Springtime for Hitler.
Is that not Will Ferrell?
No. Can you imagine Will Ferrell getting up and singing Springtime for
I know that song, and
but it's from
so
the producers. Zero
okay.
You really are
But
that bad. Tevye, Zero Mostel.
He's in that movie too.
No, he was the first one on Broadway.
Okay.
Oh my God. What you have to teach you kids these days.
Oh, shit.
All right. Good night.
Thank you, Mark Zepin. Also, it was like Robin Williams' birthday on Monday. I forgot to say, so give it up for Robin Williams.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah.
My favorite comedian. Love that guy.
R.I.P. Sinead.
Day.
R.I.P. O'Connor. Wow, give it up for everybody before us and for all of the future work that we're gonna do for this city we call home. Good night, everybody watching LA School of Comedy. I've been Sam. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come on down.
Yeah.
Woo. We're still on air.
Yeah.
Woo. So yeah, I have a show on August
Yeah.
11th at the Sunset Rooftop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you'd like to stop by,
Yeah.
August 11th.
you can press. You can press the button. No, I'll say. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm not. That's I'm in like a weird mood. Like most comics